From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. You look at this Raiders defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Mahomes to throw. And the Raiders have got him. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Yellow. Hey, Ripley, Ripley. Let's go, little lady.
On first down, Clinton. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The Chiefs entering play, looking for win number 4 on the year. Hey, Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 45-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
45-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You look at this Raiders defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's the conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now Mahomes. As he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Clinton. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here is 3rd and 5.
Fight on these two. Attack!
Throwing now is Mahomes. He'll try and do this himself. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Chiefs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
His
Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Raiders nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30.
35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
19, Tiger, 19.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, these two teams met in Vegas earlier in the season. They would pull off the season sweep. Second and 10.
Here we go.
They'll go again with Jeanty. There's some space here. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Okay, ready? Set.
On first down, it's Jeanty. Look at the juke. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Set. 60 boxes. 60 boxes. Check out.
From the gun on third down. Wrong. Short throw caught by Bowers. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. Looking to throw. Roth. He's got his target. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
First down, Las Vegas.
Back to throw. Roth. He's got Thornton working the sideline. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Second and goal from the 1. Genty will cross the line. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Boy, 2 long, sustained drives by each team to start things out. It's kind of similar to how the pitch clock has shortened baseball games. That means we'll be out of here quickly if we get a few more drives like that. We're in the second quarter now, and we've only had 1 drive apiece, each of which have ended with touchdowns.
Moody good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Oh, some strong running. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Mahomes going to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away.
Third down.
And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes trying to lay one up deep. He's got him in, complete. Through the middle of the field. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
The score, Chiefs 14, Raiders 7. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this one over the back line of the end zone, where they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Roth. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Roth. That's complete. It's Ashton Jeanty. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. Going quickly out to the right side. They find some open field here. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script. From 4th down to 1st. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. A run out of the gun with Jeanty. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Trey Tucker, 28 yards. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the 1st half. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. And they'll accept that penalty. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. As they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Now here's Mahomes. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
Throwing to start the drive. Wrong. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that will bring up second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Let's go!
2nd and 3. And he's taken down. A cheap sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this 3rd quarter. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Let's go. Top 60, top 60.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught by Tucker. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. A give out of the gun to Genty. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 60 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Once again, it's Genty. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go. 70, let's go.
Completes this one to Thornton. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Dante Thornton, 28 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Moody good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Chiefs 14.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 8. Back to throw here. Over the middle to Smith. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Yellow. What's that?
They'll run on 1st down. Clinton. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
34-yard line.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll keep it on the ground. Clinton. And that's going to be a Chiefs 1st down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 1st down, Clinton. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second and 6.
Yellow. Right side. Let's go on, Eddie. Right side.
They'll try the left side. Clinton. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Let's go on, Eddie. Hey, 43. Come back. Yellow. Right side.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Yellow. Right side.
Up the middle they go. Clinton. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Yellow. Right. Let's go on, Eddie. Hey, Ripley. Right side.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This is caught. Touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First downs are missed on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he ran right through 1 tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Here's 2nd and 3. Comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. They'll run on 1st down. Clinton. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8.
Yellow.
They'll keep it there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On the very outer edge of field goal range, it would be 56 yards if they got nothing here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. Going absolutely nowhere. They'll wind up losing a yard or 2. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So you've got to work on getting 1st downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Operating from the gun, Roth. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
It's a gain of 35. And the Raiders.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down. Roth. And incomplete on a deep ball.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6. And his kick here is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden, they're down. And he returns this to the 22.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
2nd and 7.
Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Mahomes will throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
An 11-yard loss on
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Mahomes. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
At the 40-yard line.
Likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So for Las Vegas,